Hello gardening friend. Today I'm going to be planting using a winter sowing method. So let's get going. Okay, so here we have one of those semi-translucent jugs. We have our water, have our marker, have a knife to cut drainage holes, and a scissors to cut the jug open. So first, I'm going to write Egyptian spinach on here before I forget. Put some drainage holes in the bottom and put one about an inch up on the side. I like to leave the hinge right here where the handle is. So I'll start on the far side of the handle and just try to go sort of straight around until I get to the other side of the handle. That way the jug flips open like this. I'm going to put a handful of soil conditioner in the bottom just because that has some wood chips and stuff in there. And I'm going to put some potting soil in here and I fill it up pretty far, almost to the top. These seeds are pretty tiny, so they don't need covered by much soil. So I'm going to go ahead and firm that down, get it pretty firm. I'm going to be using seed that I saved in this special seed saving package. These seeds are tiny. It's funny how the biggest plants can come from the tiny seeds, like the mustard seed in the Bible. I'm actually going to sprinkle these pretty heavily, and now I'm going to put a super thin layer of soil on the top, just barely covering these little tiny seeds. And now we're gonna spray the soil, make it sopping wet. And then I do sit this on a little pan that has water in it so I can bottom feed the soil, make sure that it's got all the water that it's gonna need to get started. We'll close this up so it's like a mini greenhouse. One thing I wanted to mention is I actually like the cheap duct tape better than the more expensive stuff, because I found that the more expensive stuff is not as pliable. You can see here how the tape didn't really conform to the jug, where the cheaper tape does follow the contours a little bit better. Alright, so here's how I do the jugs. Close it up and I take my duct tape, go from one side of my leg to the other side. Get about a 2-foot section here. Then I start where my hinge is at the handle and just lightly go around. Both ways, and then smooth the tape down. Alright, see how that tape conforms to the jug a lot easier than the more expensive duct tape. I'll set this in a pan of water so that the soil can soak up as much moisture as it needs, and then I'll set it in my little area where I have my other winter sowed jug. Let's go look at some of my winter sowed things that are growing right now. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put this in here for some watering. Right, there's some tomatoes, some peppers. Aren't they looking good? Some basil. And there's a bunch more tomatoes over there. And some onions, which I've already planted a lot out of that onion container. I'll leave a video up here to a video that Google says you will like, and I'll leave a link over here to a playlist that shows my most popular videos.